Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. So in last episode we went a little bit more further north. We are currently in right like on the outskirts of Cheyenne, Wyoming. Yeah, we're gonna probably go up to like Montana in this episode if we could find an external contract to somewhere in Montana, just because there is a lot of places I have yet to discover in Montana. Also still some in Wyoming, which is nice, and some in Idaho, so we can pretty much go almost anywhere in this episode. So we'll see what there is for some external contracts to do. Also, Pens, if you could see, I'm wearing my Colorado Avalanche Stanley Cup shirt. I know you like the Avs, so decided to wear that today. So where do we want to go? We're definitely not going back south because that's where we just came from. Want to find something in maybe in Montana. I think I've already been to Helena, right? Yeah, I've been to Helena, so I don't know if I want to do that one, to be honest. We want to go to places we have yet to be in, if possible. I've definitely been in Billings for sure. That one's on the outskirts of Billings, it looks like. What else we got for like Montana? Oh, there's one to Cody, Wyoming. I haven't been to Cody, Wyoming yet, since that's my name. That'd be actually pretty interesting. That's only a 6-hour drive, but it's across all of Wyoming, and we'd be on the outskirts of Montana. But I wouldn't mind going to Montana first in this episode, so just to give it a little bit more length. But there is a couple ones to Cody, Wyoming, and I have not been there. And obviously, like, since my name's Cody, it's kind of an interesting one to go to. What else we got here? Any other Montana ones? No other Montana ones. So we either are going to a place we've already been in Montana, or we could go to Cody, Wyoming. But Cody, Wyoming wouldn't take that long, is the only thing. I would rather a little bit of a longer drive, so I think I'm just going to go to Montana. But I think in a future episode we'll definitely go to, I'll say, my my city. Where was the ones to Montana again? Oh yeah, to Helena, or all the way to, what was the other one in Montana? The other one was Billings. Helena's a little bit further away. Billings isn't really that far. Billings is only almost 8-hour drive. Well, Helena was how far? A 12-hour drive. Let's do this one to Helena. Why not? It's 2 trailers as well, so it's going to be a little bit interesting. And we're bringing, with a UPS truck, for some reason, we're bringing rice to Walmart. So I guess Walmart ordered the rice through UPS, but let's do that. Why not? That's a lot of rice. Is my truck good enough for this? Probably. Yeah, I'm just gonna, I don't know if my truck is good enough. It is, yeah, I think it's probably good enough to carry all that. That's a lot of rice that we're bringing. You'd think we're bringing it to like the Philippines or something with the amount of rice that's in there. God damn. Yeah, I think my truck should be able to take on this load. It's gonna be annoying having like a two trailers, but oh well. We should probably go to a rest stop first before we start on our way. So let's add this to our route here, if I can. Why is it not letting me click? Oh, there you go. Now it is. Let's add that to our route. We'll fill up on gas there too, even though we technically don't need to. I gotta go this way. There we go. It's been a week again, I think, since I recorded an episode of this, so hopefully I am not too rusty again, but hopefully we have a nice smooth drive ahead of us. It's going to be nice going back to Montana, because that was my favorite state to drive through so far in this, just based on the amount of mountains and scenery. Actually, I do need to pause this for a second, because I forgot about, I want to make sure I know what was it, because, Pens, you gave me some stuff to talk about, so I just wanted to make sure I have myself familiarized with what you wanted me to talk about in this episode, because I'll talk about that probably once we actually get our trailer and on the road. So let me check my Discord on my phone for a second, just because I do not want, I can't open it on my computer while I'm recording this, or else there'll be probably too much noise. So I'll open that up and find out what you wanted me to talk about, because if you guys give me some topics to talk about, it'll make it a little bit easier to have something to talk about. Okay, so I found out what you wanted me to talk about: favorite NHL players throughout NHL history, and when the season finishes, playoff predictions. Okay, so I'll have to do that once the season ends, but favorite NHL players throughout history. Oh man. And it's kind of a loaded one. I guess I'll have to go like through each individual team or something like that. So yeah, I'll probably start talking about that once we actually get onto the highway and after we take our nap and all that. Just because or else we won't have anything else to talk about while we're actually driving the distance. But it's an hour away till our trailer apparently, but that's probably because I have to go to the rest stop first, also fill up on gas. Looking good, looking good. Okay, just gotta make sure there's no cars coming on either side. Yeah, my guy's definitely getting tired, so it's definitely we're good. We're going for sleep as early as possible here because we do not want to fall asleep at the wheel. Don't feel like getting fined today, but I mean I probably will end up getting fined for crashing into a car or a car crashing into me somehow, just because that seems like the AI is kind of annoying sometimes. Okay, this light should be changing. There you go. Oh, I can't even turn that way. It was straight ahead. I didn't even realize. Because if you try and turn into those like fake barrier things, then you just like your vehicle can't go by it, which is annoying. Because I don't know if it could damage your vehicle, but it's just really annoying. Just in case you didn't know about that, Pens. Since you don't actually own this game, Hawks fan knows everything about this game though. Okay, we'll turn down here. Nice. And we'll get some gas and get some sleep. We could also repair our vehicle actually too while we're at it, so we'll probably end up doing that. Let's get in here and get some sleep. Nice, boom, get some sleep. And we'll be able to turn off our lights since it's going to be morning, which is nice. We'll be able to see a little bit more outside, which is probably, I think daytime driving a lot better in this, just because driving during the night, it's fun, but also you guys don't get to see the outside as much. And yeah, I know Pens, you were saying in the Discord that the graphics look surprisingly good in this. Yeah, they look really good. Like if we look outside of the vehicle, like look at this, very nice. It's definitely one of the best simulator games out there, I think, in my opinion. Let's fill up on some gas here. Get prepared for our trip as a train goes by. Every time I see a train, I just think of you, Hawks fan. It's because I know you love your trains. Super juice, new flavors. Try it on your road. I wish I could drink that in this game. What type of juice is that? Cherry. For $3. Can't go wrong for $3. Let's go repair our tires a little bit. Because why not? Even though it's like nothing major for damage. Let's get that repaired. Because that's only going to cost us 243 bucks. Boom. Nice and cheap. Well, $243 in real life is not cheap, but still. Okay. Let's turn our way around, and then we're going to be headed on to our way to get our trailer. And then we're going to have to carry all that rice all the way to... Was it Helena we're going to? I think it was, right? Yeah, it wasn't Billings. Because Billings is closer to the border. Okay. Gotta watch out for any cars coming. Okay, we're good there. Let's go. Oh, this guy's on that side, but it's okay. Okay. Once we get our trailer, then I'll start talking about my favorite players from NHL history, which I'll probably go through each individual team if I could think off the top of my head. Just because that makes it at least a little bit more easier, because it's kind of hard just to think of every single player that you ever liked. But if you go by each team, then you could probably figure it out a little bit more. I can't wait till we get into Montana, because once we actually start seeing the mountains and stuff like that, it's gonna look pretty nice. Even though these, like, well, these graphics are definitely great, but it doesn't look like anything like graphics on like a next-gen console and stuff like that. But yeah, I still like, look how nice this, like, at least like the lighting on the truck hits really well. And then like the scenery looks really nice too. Gotta watch out for this flammable gas that this truck has got in front of us. But yeah, having two trailers on the back of us is going to be really interesting, because I don't think I've done a two-trailer one in this series yet. There's no stop sign, so we got right away. Thank you. We'll turn our way onto the highway here and pick ourselves up. our trailer. It should be, let's see. Yeah, it's not too far. Turning towards Denver now, so we're going towards Colorado for a little bit, looks like. To get the trailer, and then we're going back up. Oh yeah, this exit. I think I've been through this exit multiple times in the series so far. Okay. Okay, so we're almost at the trailer location. Looks like 20 something minutes away. It's not bad. I don't know what that vehicle was doing in front of me at first, but then I realized it was merging into the inner lane. That's super interesting. Nice open fields in this area. I definitely think I've been down this route before in this game, if I'm mistaken. Almost at least at the pickup point, and then we can start talking about our favorite players in NHL history. We'll, like I said, go through every single team, even the funk teams, I guess, even though I won't go through like teams like the Atlanta Flames, for example, but teams in my lifetime, at least like the Thrashers, we'll mention maybe. I usually like really underrated players though, so like I might list some random names, but we'll see once we get to talking about that. I just find it weird that we're bringing rice though from a UPS location. What the heck is this? Like that's the thing probably about this mod that we installed with the real brands, is it names some of them things really weirdly. Like UPS bringing rice to Walmart doesn't make sense, I don't think. Because usually it's always Walmart vehicles that are going to Walmart. Okay, so our turnoff should be right around here-ish. The end of this road. Yep, right here, I think. Yeah, it's right in here. There's one vehicle beside us is probably wondering what the heck we're doing, but... Okay, so our trailer is a 2 trailer, so right there. Okay. Oh wow, that's a big one. It is a big one. A little bit of a far distance to go for a trailer, but here's what it is. Let's back her up. Nice, and that's good. Perfect. Okay, 12 hours till our destination. So we gotta go through Cheyenne fully. So we gotta go back the way we came. Go through Casper. And then through Laurel, Bozeman. There's a lot of places we're going through. But it's only a 12-hour drive, so it's gonna probably take like an hour to get there. It's not bad. Big wide turn since we got a lot of trailers on us. Yep, wow. 2 big trailers. This is gonna be a tough turn out of the gate. We're gonna have to take this as wide as possible. Gotta watch out for vehicles coming. I'll probably honk my horn when I make my turn too, just to be a little bit safe. There we go. Oh boy, this is wide as heck. Okay, we got it. Wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to get that out. Because like, look how long this trailer is. Jeez. Okay, so I guess we'll start talking about our favorite players throughout NHL history, goddamn. So we'll start off with Anaheim. My favorite players all time from the Ducks. Well, obviously you got to name like the big guys too. Some of them like Valkyrie, obviously, Timo Solani. But for like underrated guys that kind of fly under the radar, Steve Ruchin is definitely one of them as well for me. Because Steve Ruchin, a really kind of underrated player in a sense, because he was always like playing with Solani in Korea, but he was like kind of underrated in a two-way stance. So I'd say probably Ruchin is definitely up there too for my favorite Ducks of all time. In terms of their goaltenders, I guess Jaguar would be up there in a sense. Yeah, probably Jaguar would be up there. Gotta watch out for this train while we're talking here. It's a long trailer, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, there you go. But yeah, I'd say probably Jaguar for goaltenders. And then if we say defenseman, like favorite defenseman from the team, I don't know if there's a favorite defenseman. Like, obviously kind of Ruslan Soleil brings up bad memories of the 2011 plane crash, but Ruslan Soleil maybe because of that. And then if we head to like Atlanta, got to think of a lot of retired players now, since most players that played for Atlanta are obviously retired, except for like Blake Wheeler. Kovalchuk probably is definitely one of my favorite players that played for the Thrashers, but also Marian Hossa when he played for the Thrashers, just because he was my favorite player when he was a Sen. And then he got traded obviously for Heatley. For other players on the Thrashers, I don't think there's really a whole lot. Like, Slava Kozlov was an underrated player, but I don't think I remember really much of his career, like actually watching it in person. But I know he was a pretty good player. And he kind of flew under the radar a little bit. Like, near the end of his career, I'm pretty sure he had like 80-point seasons. So, yeah, I don't think there's anybody else I could list for Atlanta. Let's do Arizona, I guess, now, / Phoenix. Shane Doan, probably. Matthias Michelli right now. Definitely right now. Michelli's really underrated. For other players, maybe Nagy. Ladislav Nagy's a pretty underrated player too that I liked in a sense. Didn't remember much of his career as well, but I know that he was a good player. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I can name for Arizona. Because I don't think I had a favorite goalie of theirs. In terms of the Bruins, to be honest, no favorite Bruins, I think. Like, Chera's good and all that, obviously, but I don't know if he was one of my favorites of all time. And I'm also not a huge fan of Boston and, like, original six teams, so I don't really think there's a Bruin I liked, to be honest. Maybe Mark Savard, since he's from Ottawa. I don't know. In terms of the Buffalo Sabres, players that I like that played for Buffalo, well, Patrick Lalime, but obviously I was more of a Sen. Who else played for Buffalo that I liked? Ryan Miller was good, but I don't know if I ever thought of him as like a favorite player of mine. I can't think of really anybody on Buffalo that I ever liked really that much. Like, there is definitely some great underrated players like J.P. Dumont, Maxim Afanaganov that comes to mind, but they weren't really favorite players of mine. I guess Daniel Briere could be up there in a sense, because even though he was really good against my Sens, I just know that like he was kind of like a really solid player in a sense. Like, he had a lot of speed. I remember him also really solid at like deking. He was a really good offensive player. Really fun to watch if you were a Sabres fan, for sure. So yeah, I'd say maybe Briere or Drury, those type of guys. It's mostly guys I grew up watching that I'd be favorite players of from each team. But in Calgary standpoint, Calgary, probably Jerome McGinley, obviously. Jerome McGinley is definitely a player that most people like, because obviously great leadership ability, really good on and off the ice, and that's just like one of the key things for a good NHLer. So I'd say probably Ginla. Other players for the Flames, Kiprusoff definitely would be up there as well. I don't think they really have any defensemen I ever really liked that much. Like maybe Dion Phaneuf in a sense, because I did meet Dion Phaneuf once when I worked for Canadian Tire Center, and like I talked to him a bit. He was a really nice guy, so maybe Dion Phaneuf. In terms of Carolina, trying to think of Carolina guys. Definitely not Eric Stahl anymore. Maybe Cam Ward. Yeah, definitely Cam Ward, I'd say, would be up there. Kind of an underrated goalie, and definitely I remember the 06 final. Like, it was like probably the first finals I actually remember watching on TV. So I'd say probably Cam Ward because of that reason, even though I would probably have preferred the Oilers to win. I definitely think Cam Ward was really good that year, and he's probably, like, he was definitely like kind of an underrated goalie in a sense, but he also had some really bad seasons. So yeah, I'd say Cam Ward probably for Carolina. For Chicago, to be honest, maybe Martin Havlat would be up there just because he's a former Senegan. I don't really know who else for Chicago. Oh, Andrew Ladd as well. Forgot to name him for Carolina just because Andrew Ladd is from Maple Ridge, and that is where I was born as well. So I'd say probably Andrew Ladd for Chicago/Carolina, and also I guess Winnipeg and Atlanta. So yeah, Andrew Ladd would be up there. And yeah, that's probably it for Chicago. Colorado-wise, I have probably a lot of favorites because Colorado, as you could tell with my shirt, was my second favorite team actually when I grew up. But then I eventually changed over to Columbus, and then now Colorado's kind of creeped back into that territory of being my second favorite team. So like right now, I'm obviously a big fan of like Nathan McKinnon, Rannon, like the big guys, Landeskog, who I actually met back in his rookie season in 2012. But obviously for guys of the past, there's like way too much almost to name that I really liked. Like I like Sakic, Forsberg, Hayduk. I'm not a huge fan of any of the defenders. Like Rob Blake was kind of overrated at times, but he was also pretty good. Not Rob Blake, Adam Foote. No, not a huge fan of Adam Foote. He was a good defender, obviously, but he's not really like a favorite player of mine all time. Goalie-wise, I'd say definitely. I'd probably still put Patrick Wall in there, even though I don't really remember him playing, just from like what I've seen on like highlights and all that. Patrick Wall probably. David Abisher maybe in a sense. Like there's a lot of good Avs players that I really liked growing up, and there's good players now on their team that I definitely like watching as well. Like Cale Makar obviously as well. I almost forgot about him somehow. But yeah, Nathan McKinnon's like probably one of my favorites currently, just because watching him play is just unreal. Like he's got the speed, he's got the shot, and yeah, he's probably a top 3 player, maybe top 5 player in the league. So yeah, I'd say that. For Columbus, right now, obviously, there's no favorite Columbus player, I don't think. But my favorite Columbus player all time, obviously, is Cam Atkinson, who's now in Philly. He was really underrated, and there's a lot of players I liked during that period when Columbus was actually in the playoffs. So, like, I actually did like Nick Foligno when he was with the Blue Jackets. Obviously, I got to give a shout out to Matisse Kivlenieks as well, just because of what that incident happened over a year ago. So yeah, Matisse Kivlenieks, maybe I'll just give him a shout out as one of my favorite players all time, even though he only played a few games. Other Columbus Blue Jackets that I liked, Rick Nash maybe, just because he was kind of gross with his, like, I remember that one goal that he scored, I forget who it was against, I think it was against Phoenix, and he just completely dangled a bunch of people out and scored. That was unreal. So I'd say Rick Nash for former players, but or way back past at least. But Atkinson's definitely number 1 on that. For Dallas, Mike Modano, Yuri Letnin's probably my favorite, to be honest, because Yuri Letnin was kind of like the most underrated player on that team in a sense. Like you have Modano, who's obviously good. You had like Bill Guerin, who was pretty solid, but I'd say Yuri Letnin is number 1 just because, yeah, the guy was so good defensively too. I'd also maybe throw Stu Barnes randomly on that list. I know it's a weird one. I don't really remember much of Stu Barnes' career, but from like what I've like seen point-wise and stuff like that, he's definitely probably up there just because guy was really good defensively at times too. So I'd say probably Stu Barnes, Marty Turco for goalies for sure. Marty Turco, really great goaltender. Probably should have. I He's definitely not a Hall of Famer, I'd say, but he was really, really good when he came into the league in like the 2000s, like 2003, 2004, maybe not 2004, 2002, stuff like that. He was one of the best goalies in the NHL, I'm pretty sure. So I'd say definitely Turco's up there. If we head to Detroit, my favorite player from Detroit all time is definitely Steve Yzerman, just because he went to the same school as I did as a kid. So I'd have him up there. I don't know if there's any current players I really like from Detroit. I'm trying to think. They have a lot of good young guys. Obviously, like Larkin is cool. Sider's cool, but I don't know if I'd say they're like favorite players of all time type of thing. So yeah, I don't know if there's really anything for currently for Detroit, but Yzerman, Datsuk was disgusting. Dominic Hasek, maybe. I don't really know. Because I don't know if Hasek was ever really one of my favorite players. And then he's kind of been like a weird person on Twitter lately, so I don't know. From an Edmonton standpoint, well, Connor McDavid's really fun to watch. Probably I'd say McDavid because of that. For former players, maybe somebody like a Ryan Smith would be cool to say for one of my favorite players. This is going to take a while. We actually might take the entire trip just to talk about this. Ales Hemsky maybe as well, just because the guy could fly, and I really like players that have good speed. Yeah, that's probably all I could think of for Edmonton. Some names might come to me randomly later. For Florida, don't think there's really ever been a Florida player I really liked. I mean, Jokinen, kind of, maybe. But I know he was also kind of aggressive and stuff, but Luongo, I guess, if you want to list him as a Panther. Sure, Luongo, but yeah, nobody else, I don't think, for Florida, because they're not really a super likable team in a sense. Like, they don't have like a lot of players that you could say, oh, that guy's my favorite player. But LA, who was my favorite player when they were winning cups? I can't even remember, but there was definitely some LA Kings players I liked, like Jonathan Quick, obviously, Drew Doughty, Kopitar. Probably Kopitar would probably be my favorite. Dustin Brown, like those type of guys, because yeah, LA used to be one of my favorite teams as well back when they were winning Stanley Cups, because I really liked their goal horn, and like I think it was in 2011, like their current goal horn, and then they ended up winning a Stanley Cup in 2012, so I got even more interested in them, and obviously I was a fan of theirs when they won in 2014, but after that I stopped really caring about teams that made the Stanley Cup Finals multiple times in a row. So like Chicago got really boring when they were there 3 times in a span of 5 years. I think it was. Yeah, a span of 5 years. Oh, I was supposed to turn off there. Oops. Oh well. We're gonna have to make a U-turn somewhere. Oh well. I'm supposed to turn off there. That's the only thing about talking about random stuff is I get distracted. I was trying to look for my turn off, but oh well. So yeah, that's LA. Minnesota, Gabrick, I guess. Pierre-Marc Bouchard's a kind of a cool player as well because of his spinorama goal. Yeah, that's probably all I can name for Minnesota. Montreal, I do like some of their players in the past. Current players, I hate all of them, to be honest. Like, hate is a strong word, but I kind of don't like any of them. Like, guys like Michael Pezzetta could kick rocks, even though he had a cool celebration. But for former Montreal Canadiens players, Koivu definitely would be the top one, I'd say. I don't know who else I would throw onto that list. Yeah, maybe it'd just be Koivu, to be honest. I mean, Andrei Markov was good, but I don't know if I'd say he's a favorite player of mine. I think Koivu probably is the number one for Montreal. Nashville-wise, well, Mike Fisher when he was with the Sens, but Nashville-wise, I don't know if I'd say he's a favorite player of mine. I don't know. Who else played for Nashville? Oh, Steve Sullivan. That's a good one because he's kind of in that territory of like Cam Atkinson in a sense for me because he's a shorter player that's got a lot of speed. He had a lot of underrated skill. Unfortunately for Sullivan, he had like some injury problems. But yeah, I think Steve Sullivan would probably be up there. Yeah, probably him and Thomas Vokoun for goaltenders. Also Pekka Rinne, I guess, for goaltenders. New Jersey. Well, Brodeur was good, but I don't know if he would be a favorite of mine. I'd say maybe Brodeur for forwards and stuff like that. I don't really have one, I'd say, in a sense, because At least, like, well, currently I'd say probably Jack Hughes. From the past, I wouldn't say probably anybody because the Sens played the Devils so much in the playoffs that I just didn't have interest in a lot of their players. Even though they had some pretty good ones like Giunta, Gomez, um, Rafalski, I could probably throw up there actually. Yeah, I could probably throw Brian Rafalski into that list. Really underrated player. He's pretty much just as good as Scott Niedermayer, but worse in a sense. Well, actually, he was better than Scott Niedermayer, I'd say. Yeah. But he was undrafted, I think, and he played in like Finland. So I'd say Rafalski is definitely a favorite Devil of mine. New York Islanders wise, there's not really anybody I can name from the Islanders that I liked, I don't think. I mean, John Tavares was fun when he was an Islander. Obviously, it sucks now that he's a Leaf, but yeah, I don't know if there's a favorite Islander that comes to my mind. Yeah, I don't think there is. New York Ranger wise, obviously Henrik Lundqvist. That might be it. I also do like what's his name? Well, Yager too. Yager, I forgot about Yager for some reason. Yager I could throw on that list. Marek Malik maybe just because of that shootout goal. I don't know. In terms of the Ottawa Senators, that's where it gets like kind of crazy because my favorite player when I first got into hockey was Marian Hossa, so Hossa's definitely there. And then my favorite player afterwards was Danny Heatley, so he would be there. I met a lot of guys back in the past that played for the Sens, so obviously like Alfredson would be there. I'd say probably Spezza, like the good guys like that, Fisher, Vermette even because I met Vermette. Goalie wise, I don't know if I ever had a favorite goalie that played for the Sens. And there actually Patrick Lalime would probably be it. Yeah, Patrick Lalime still. From a defensive standpoint, anybody else? Redden maybe. Like there's a lot of players on the Sens that I probably would say are my favorites, but I don't know who my dead set favorite center of all time is. Because Hossa only was my favorite because of the amount of points he picked up when I was starting to watch hockey, so that was only for 2 seasons. So I don't really know who else for Ottawa. For Philly, obviously currently it's Atkinson, but for former players, Simone Gagne was actually my favorite Philly player of all time at that point. So yeah, he'd be up there. Jeez, almost didn't realize that was a turn right there. But yeah, I'd say Simone Gagne, and maybe throw in some other underrated kind of guys like John LeClaire. But I'd say definitely Gagne is the #1 former Flyer. Then if we hit the Pittsburgh, obviously a lot of these will have to be players that I don't really like. Oh my, this damn truck. Get out of the way. Pittsburgh's a tough one. Because obviously I don't really like the Penguins. They've played my Sens too many times in the playoffs. But, I did like Tom Kuhnackel one time when he was playing for the Penguins, as weird as that sounds. Tom Kuhnackel was kind of cool. Who else did I like for the Penguins? Well, Fleury is definitely a likable guy from the Penguins. I'd say Fleury when he was there. And also I do remember that save he made in 2009 quite well. And I think that would probably be it for Pittsburgh, to be honest. Like, I'm not a huge fan of like Crosby and Malkin and whatnot, but I know they're great players. I don't find them like favorite players of all time territory. Maybe I'd throw like somebody like Yager onto that list again because he played for the Penguins, obviously. Lemieux I didn't get to see a whole lot of, so I can't really say Mario. Yeah, probably those guys. For San Jose, Joe Thornton, obviously, Patrick Marleau, Jonathan Chichu, maybe. Like the 3 of those guys for sure. Milan McCulloch when he was a Sen, I guess. I don't know if there's anybody else on the Sharks I really liked. And Bakov. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I can name for San Jose. St. Louis. St. Louis. Don't know if I really have any favorite Blues. They come to my mind at least. Once again, Patrick Lalime played there, so I guess I could say him. Chris Osgood, I forgot about him with Detroit. He was one of my favorite goalies. So Chris Osgood. Yeah, I don't think there's really anybody else I could think of for the Blues. For Tampa Bay, Martin St. Louis for sure. That guy definitely went through, like, he was undrafted and then he found his way to being a really great NHL player, so definitely him. Maybe somebody like Brad Richards. I don't know if I'd put LeCavalier into that mix or not. And for current players, I don't really like a lot of their current players either. I'm not a fan of Kucherov at all. And yeah, I'm not really a fan of their team in a sense, just because they won so many cups lately. So I'd say, yeah, that for Toronto. And we gotta pull into a way station. Looks like, is the way station here? Oh yeah, it's on the opposite side of the road. Gotta go over to the opposite side of the road. That's annoying. Okay, so for Toronto, that's where it gets interesting, because obviously being a Sens fan, I do not like the Leafs, but some of the players I grew up watching the Sens play against are kind of cool. Like Sundin's cool. Yeah, that's probably it, to be honest. Can't think of really anything else. And in terms of Vancouver, now that's an interesting one. Vancouver, Marcus Naslin's definitely my favorite player from Canucks history. Don't know who else I'd throw into that mix, though. Maybe Brendan Morrison. Yeah, maybe Brendan Morrison. I don't think there's anybody else, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else. Unless you want to say Luongo again. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else. And then in terms of Washington, or actually Vegas, I guess, is next. Vegas, I can't really think of a favorite player on Vegas, to be honest. Yeah, I can't think of a favorite player on Vegas. I did really like one player that's, I don't think he played an NHL game, but he was drafted by Vegas and then he randomly went back over to Sweden, and that was Lucas Elvenes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, or Elvines or something like that. He was one of my favorite players for some reason. I think it's because I drafted him in like an NHL 17 series. So I'd say maybe Lucas. Jonas Rondberg, I think, is somebody I drafted in a series as well. But yeah, for current Vegas Golden Knights, there's like not really anything. For what is it? Washington. I mean, I gotta give a shout out to Ovi, but I don't really find him one of my favorite players of all time, because I do not like that hit that he threw against Nick Paul like last year, I think it was. So for Washington, I'd say probably more former players. So once again, Yager. Don't know about anybody else, to be honest. And then finally for the Winnipeg Jets, probably once again Andrew Ladd. I don't know about anybody else on the Jets. Oh yeah, I do kind of like Kyle Connor a little bit. Also Josh Morrissey for current players. Josh Morrissey's really underrated. So I'd say Morrissey's probably up there. I think that's all my favorite players I could think of. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody I missed. There's probably going to be somebody I missed, but that was my favorite players of all time. Okay, we'll continue on our way to our destination now, since we still got 7.5 hours in this, it says. And my guy's almost getting tired, so I should probably look for a rest stop. Which the next one is not for quite some time, that's unfortunate. So I guess I'll have to make it at one of these places. We'll pull into that area once we get to there. So we might end up getting super tired at some point, but oh well. I don't know if that added more time to our destination going the wrong way, but oh well. Because now we're going through Billings. I think we're already supposed to go through Billings, but not sure. Are we already in Montana? I didn't even see. No, we're closing in on Montana. Nice. Okay. A little bit of a long drive in this episode, but it is what it is. Oh, that was a McDonald's vehicle. That's funny. Okay, well, let's try and get ourselves to that rest stop as fast as possible, because we need some sleep. We got 2 trailers on us, so we want to get to our destination still too as fast as we can. and as fuel efficient as we can. We have enough gas definitely to last us the entire trip, which is good. So we won't have to worry on that since we filled up. But sleeping wise, we definitely need to get to that rest stop as fast as possible. We're not full on the blue meter yet, but still. Better start looking at least for somewhere to nap, which we found a place, which you just have to get to that place now. What does that sign say? Is that for Montana? Welcome to Crow Country. Is that what Montana's slogan is Crow Country? It's weird. Unless that's just this county or something. Oh yeah, we didn't even take a screenshot yet of anywhere. Well, probably will once we get into Montana, because that's when we'll start actually getting some cool scenery. Gotta watch out for the state trooper in front of us. Don't want to crash into him or speed too much nearby him. And he is kind of driving a little bit slow. Hey, highway patrol man, do you mind driving a little bit faster? Kind of going a little bit slow. Oh boy. Yikes, that was a little bit dangerous because of that truck behind us too. Yeah, this patrol car is definitely driving a little bit slow. It's kind of annoying. Getting stuck behind slow vehicles. Let's merge into this other lane and try and pass by them if possible. We got a lot of vehicles that pass though, that are in the inside lane. Looks like we actually got to turn off soon, so I should probably move into the inside. Oh, whoa, jeez, man. This highway patrol vehicle. I got to turn on my lights soon as well, because we're still far out from our rest stop. Since it is starting to get a little bit dark. This is kind of a nice little area, at least. Kind of peaceful. Once we get into the mountain area, it's going to be really cool, though. I'm excited to see if we see any like snow-capped mountains and cool places again. Because last time we were in Montana, like literally there was like a good photo spot in almost every corner. So I'll wait for that again, so we could get some cool screenshots for thumbnails. But then again, actually we're gonna be going to sleep, I guess, at nighttime, so we'll be able to drive during the day again through Montana, which is good. Nice little sunset, it looks like. Why is this guy driving so slow? Is his speed reduced here or something? Sometimes they go like down in speed like ahead of time, because they know when the speed goes down and I don't. How close are we to the rest stop? We're not too far. Not too far, that's good. Oh, that's nice. It is nice. I just feel weird driving like this and then looking outside the window. I guess I feel like I'm gonna crash. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, yeah, I forgot that we were driving rice still. Because it's this much stuff in a trailer, it looks like it wouldn't be rice. Like, you think it would be moving a lot heavier stuff than rice, but there's probably like hundreds of bags of rice in there. Like, I think it said we're over 100,000 pounds of rice, which would be kind of funny. Okay, let's continue driving. I was just checking my phone for a second because it said there was a Discord notification, because I think you guys are talking right now about how the Ice Tigers lost in, like they didn't make the playoffs after winning the Stanley Cup. That's something we could talk about right now. I didn't really expect the team to miss the playoffs after a good year, but maybe bringing back Coscarano would have been better for this team. Because, yeah, missing the playoffs after winning the Stanley Cup is not great, but oh well. Oh well. At least we got Novikov into the lineup for that series. Oh yeah, this is a nice screenshot area. Oh yeah, that's a nice sunset. Bighorn River. Bam. That's beautiful. That actually might be our thumbnail, who knows. I do love myself some sunsets in this game, because the sunsets actually look pretty nice. Like, sometimes in games, like, that type of thing doesn't look that well, but in this case it did. And our turnoff is upcoming, so we'll be able to get some sleep right before we continue on the rest of the way, I think. Yep. Oh wow, yeah, this sunset is crazy. Wow. Might be one of the nicest sunsets I've seen in this game. Okay, we are good to turn. Just gotta be aware. We gotta make a really, really wide turn again with our big, wide trailer. I also have to go into the opposite lane just to turn. Jeez. Good that there was no cars coming though. Okay, let's turn into the rest stops. There we go. Another big wide turn. Oh, it's a RAV4 ad. That's funny. Okay, let's just keep driving straight. Oh, that was a truck turn one instead, I think. No, there's a good area to slaughter vehicle in. There we go. Oh wow, that sunset behind us is crazy. Let me pull right in here. Can I rest here? No, I can't rest in this spot. God damn it. Let me go back to photo studio for a second. See if I can get that sunrise in behind us. Or sunset behind us. Oh wow, that is nice. That is nice. Yeah, that's really nice. Boom. Okay, let's try and park ourselves in a spot where it actually is going to tell us we get sleep. Because for some reason it's not telling us we can nap here. I'm just going to wait until it actually tells me I can sleep. Come on, let me rest. I'm in a rest stop area. It should tell me soon that I could sleep, right? Let me try and pull over here for a second. Can I sleep here, please? Nope. What the heck is this doing? Come on, I'm literally in a rest stop. Like, sometimes this is a bit finicky, it seems like, with rest stops. Let me go back over towards here. See if we can rest over in this area. Right next to this other truck, this waste management truck. Apparently not. Maybe I have to go over here to rest a little bit. I don't know why this is being finicky. Because we are definitely in a sleeping area. Come on, I'm literally right on top of a sleeping area. I don't know why it's doing this. This is annoying. Because we need to sleep. I could literally go to the opposite side though and go to sleep there instead, but I don't know. I'm just waiting for it to tell me to turn off my engine. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Well, I didn't expect to do that. My one trailer turned the opposite way. Let's back up a little bit. Oh my goodness. Backing up with an articulated trailer is annoying. Engine stalled because of that. Yeah, damn. Oh, this might be a pain to get out of. Yeah, this actually might be a pain in the ass to get out of now. God damn this game. I just wanted to find a place to sleep. Okay, I see we should be able to get this going now. Maybe not. It's gonna be tight. Oh, whoa. Oh, we're almost gonna hit that. I need to change this a little bit more. Change the angle. There you go. And let's try and find still a place to sleep, because for some reason this is not letting me sleep when I need sleep. Let's drive around like this for a little bit. Should be able to rest here. It's an actual rest stop. Come on. Let's go all the way to the back of this. Let's see what we got down here. I never really normally drive in this view before. Can I park here, please? Nope. What the heck is this doing? Come on. I'm literally in a sleeping area, and you're not letting me sleep. I just want to rest. That's all I want to do. So we can go on the road the rest of the way. Okay, I think I'm just going to go to the one on the opposite side. I think. Yeah, I'm going to go to the one on the opposite side. So let's add that onto our route. Because this one is just, I don't know, it's not glitched out, but just not letting me sleep for some reason. I don't even know where the exit is now in this area. Oh my goodness. I didn't remember there was a vehicle beside us. And I don't want to go that way, I want to go this way. Let's pull this back around. I kind of wish we didn't have a 2-trailer vehicle right now, because this is kind of sketch. Let's go like that for a second. This is a pain in the ass. This is just going to add a lot of useless time to this episode. I have no idea why it has not let me sleep in this area at all. Engine stalled again, because it's hard to get out of this area with an articulated trailer. There you go. Let's just go through the grass, because I don't care a crap right now. I am mad at that sleeping place. There you go. Okay. Let's go back down here, and let's go to that other rest stop across the way. And hopefully it will let us sleep. Because if it does not, then we are going to end up getting too tired, because I don't think the next rest stop is for quite some time, if I'm not mistaken. This episode's already been like 54 minutes somehow, but I have to make some cuts, but I don't know why this is taking so long. I've been recording for 54 minutes at least. I don't know how it's been this long, because I've been driving at like full speed the entire time. Still gotta drive 6 more hours. Oh well. Maybe it's because we went to the rest stop and the trailer was like an hour away from our starting point. Okay. Let's get across here, get to that rest stop. Gotta go more in town than we wanted to, but oh well. Okay, the rest stop is in here. Looks like, yep, we should be able to rest in here. I'll just wait for it to turn off my engine. Please let me turn off my engine here and sleep. Let me sleep, please. There we go. Perfect. Okay, that one let us sleep. Now we can turn off our light, and now we can actually go the rest of the way. We wasted also probably a lot of gas just driving around in that parking lot, but oh well. Let's exit here. Make sure no cars are coming. Nobody's coming, I don't think. Big wide turn again. Boom. Okay, let's go to our map here. Actually, it's already removed from our destination, I think, so that's good. Get back onto the highway, because we gotta drive another 6 hours still. Oh, there's like a water slide over there, that's funny. At that hotel, or whatever the heck it was. I got the right of way, right? Yeah, I got the right of way still. Good. Okay. Gotta watch out for this 2 trailers that are carrying a bunch of hay. Hey, trailer, how you doing? Boom. Okay, now we can finally make our way the rest of the way. 6 more hours only, not bad. Shouldn't take too long, maybe 20-30 minutes. Maybe I'll make some random cuts in this video, because yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of cuts in this video, so not as much as, or more than normal, but not a ton still, so. Oh yeah, now we're going to get into the good photo spots probably, because we're heading towards Billings, actually towards Bismarck it looks like we're going to be turning off towards, which is North Dakota, I think, or is that also in Montana? I feel like it's North Dakota, and I don't remember why. We're not going to be going to obviously North Dakota because that's not in the game yet, but actually we're going towards Billings, never mind. So yeah, now we're heading to the west, and yeah, North Dakota would probably have Bismarck up here. That's my guess, because I'm pretty sure that's a place in Indy, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, back on the road again, that's good. It's weird that one place I couldn't sleep at though. Like sometimes I feel like it glitches out where you could actually sleep and when you can't. Because I think I've had that happen to me before. I was playing this before I started recording this. I gotta watch out for that blue truck. Oh my goodness. There you go. Don't want to crash into the back of him. We haven't actually crashed in any vehicles yet so far, so that's good. No fines in this episode so far, but you know, there's definitely going to be something that happens here near the end. It always seems to happen, like, to me at least, like, when I talk about it, there's definitely going to be something that, like, a random car that just decides to drive into me while I'm turning or something. I just feel like that could happen still in this episode for some reason, which hopefully it doesn't, because I don't want to get damaged and all that. But yeah, we should be getting into some nice places here in Montana shortly. Unless it's because we're on the highway, that's going to be different. But when I was driving through like some back streets before on it, it's really nice. Like, we should see some nice elevation changes and mountains and all that. I'm surprised I went through all those favorite players of all time that quickly. Like, I don't think I'd be able to actually rank all of them, obviously, because there's like too many players I listed out. But yeah, I usually go for like underrated players from each team in a sense, because I don't know, I just feel like underrated people or players are almost kind of like hidden gems in a sense. So I feel like those players are more likely to be my favorites than players that are already really good. But I do obviously like some Hall of Famers, so like Sakic and Iserman, for example, and Marion Jose, I guess, too, is now Hall of Famer, right? And Alfredson. It's gonna be weird thinking about those guys being Hall of Famers, because like if like that question came up as like which players are Hall of Fame, like list out the Hall of Famers, it's gonna be like I'm not gonna even think of those guys at first, because I always think of people more from the past first, and not guys like Hossa, Alfie, the Sedins, Luongo. I forgot to list actually the Sedins for Vancouver. They're definitely up there too, but Naslin's definitely number one. But I knew I would forget some people when I listed out my favorite players. Definitely the least favorite players could be another topic we do one time. Like, if you want me, Pens, to talk about my least favorite players in the NHL for an episode, I could definitely do that. It won't be as long as my favorite players, but I definitely could do that in an episode. And then also, yeah, the playoff predictions, I'll definitely do that once the season wraps up. So probably at the next week's episode, maybe. Yeah, because the season ends. Yeah, the season ends this week, right? Yeah, the season ends this week, I think. Or no, it's actually at the beginning of next week, I think. I don't remember. I think it's like the 10th or 11th. Yeah, I think it's like the 10th or 11th. So, and then I'll do my playoff predictions once it comes to the time. Actually, I feel like I should make that a separate video though, but I could probably do it for you guys still here on this type of thing, but doing it as a separate video would be interesting, or doing like a playoff simulation. I know everybody does a playoff simulation in NHL, but I mean, it's a good way to get traction. Yeah, maybe doing my predictions would be good too. I mean, I could fill out my bracket in a video, and to do what Tugi does usually. I mean, last year I did predict the Avs to win the Stanley Cup, I think, but I think I had them playing somebody else. Because I think I had Tampa getting knocked out by, I think it was like the Rangers or something. I can't remember exactly what my final bracket looked like last year, but maybe I'll fill out my bracket for an episode, not for this, but for like a separate video. Because I do like making a bunch of random videos now. Don't want to just make NHL videos, just want to make as much videos as possible and kind of broaden what I make for content as much as possible too, because obviously NHL is just very niche. So I kind of like this display thing that shows how much diesel we have on our like dash. It's kind of nice, because I don't think my old truck had that, because we did upgrade our truck quite a few episodes back. So I'm glad we did, because I do like this truck better. It also has a nice sound to it too when you like turn. Like, I like the turn signal sound. It's nice. The other truck had a little bit of a weirder sound to it. It'd be interesting to buy some more trucks though and hire some more staff. So if Hawksfan, I know you know about that type of thing, should I do some more of that? Because we only have 2 staff members right now, and we only have 2 trucks obviously for them. So you could always pick up another truck and get another staff member, and maybe upgrade this truck, or we just keep this truck. I always want to go for the most expensive truck, and I think this was the most expensive one for international because it was like 200,000, and we're almost getting closer back up to $1 million in terms of money. I don't know if I'm gonna have a backup scenario with this truck or not, because if I do, it's gonna be a tough one since we got 2 trailers. I hope I don't have a backup situation, kind of. But I should have probably taken a 1 trailer one instead, because those backup situations, we're trying to get that achievement to have 20 out of 20, I think it was. So definitely that's something I want to do soon, which probably in the next few episodes we'll probably only do like 1 trailer instead of 2. But it's kind of funny still thinking about all the rice in the back that we're carrying in this. So I don't think I've ever, like, it's over 100,000 pounds of rice, I think it said. Which, that's a lot of rice. Obviously rice bags, like some of the bigger ones, are pretty heavy, so it's probably quite a bit. Like, I wish I could take a look at the back of my trailer and see them all just sitting on the skids, because I'm curious on how much we actually have back there. Like, the skids definitely add some weight to the vehicle as well. If they're on skids, that is, which more than likely they are. We're into the final 3 hours and 45 minutes. Not bad. Not too bad. This might be a little bit of a longer episode because of that, but oh well. I might have to just cut some random stuff out, like me trying to find that parking spot in the first beginning part. Just trying to keep it a little bit shorter, because I don't want you guys to have to sit through like a full an hour of this, unless you guys put this at like 1.5 times speed or something. Because if you put on 1.5 times speed, at least you'll be finished a lot faster. Oh, looks like somebody got caught by the cops on the opposite side. Yep, looks like it. Ah! That's why I hate changing views while I'm driving, because you almost end up driving off-road. This looks like a cool photo spot, kind of. Let's get a photo here, why not? You know, I think we'll probably use one of the sunset photos instead. Yeah, let's do it like this. Let's zoom out as well. Actually, no, that looks kind of weird. Looks like kind of fish-eyed, doing it like that. And let's go like that. I don't really know. I don't like the fisheye effect, so, because fisheye is kind of weird. Oh, we gotta go a little bit uphill here, so we might get some cool areas to take photos of soon. There's some cool rocky formation like that. When I was a kid, I used to be really into rocks. Like, I used to collect rocks, and I used to collect seashells. Probably a lot of kids collect rocks and seashells, but I used to have like a book on like rocks and minerals and stuff like that as a kid. Surprised I never really got into that as like a career thing. Paleontology and type of thing. Like, dinosaur bones are cool, but I mean, like, it's a lot of science related stuff, I think. But I was into that as a kid. I just never took a lot of science when I was actually in high school, because science, kid kick rocks. I don't know if I talked about that before. I think I said something about that, but 3 hours. Let's go. White sulfur springs. Interesting. Can I see these white sulfur springs? Probably, but I can't go towards that yet. We have a lot of places to discover up here in Montana, so that'll probably be the next episode. We'll probably go to a place in Montana, or we'll go over to another state that we don't have a lot to discover, but at least we're up in an area where we can find a lot of new cities to explore. Because when we were down there in Texas, we're down to like the last, I think it's like 4 or 5 cities to discover down there, so it's not a whole lot left for us. But at some point we'll definitely go back down to Texas, check out like Galveston and like the coast kind of a little bit at some point. Oh yeah, see, this is like the type of area I mean though, with Montana being really nice. And just, I really love all the like the trees, the rock formations. Just it's really nice. Like, this game does a really good job at like when high graphics settings, how nice everything looks. Hey, look, it's a not Montana. What am I saying? Because we're in Montana. McDonald's truck. Goddamn, McDonald's truck in front of us. Wonder what it's bringing. Is it bringing like hamburger patties or something? Hamburger patties, chicken nuggets. Because I could take some chicken nuggets right now. Like an ad for Fanta. Welcome to Montana. Are we just getting into Montana now? Oh yeah, we are. No, we aren't. Why is it a welcome to Montana sign right there? I don't even know. Let's get a photo outside of the welcome to Montana sign. Just because why not? I didn't even realize there would be one this far in. Historic District of Bozeman. Huh. I think I remember being here before. Let's get one like that. Boom. It's funny how driving on like the side though, where it's like a little bit more bumpy, how it actually makes noise too, like it does in real life. I like that part of this game as well. Like the sound effects are bang on too. So heading towards Butte, or I can't remember how it's pronounced. I think it's Butte. I just like to say but it's not but. Steak night sign. I think I've seen that sign before in Texas. Trailer park over there. Interesting. Yeah, this has been a pretty smooth drive so far with 2 trailers. So yeah, this truck is definitely a lot better than the first one I had. I heard a train. It must be up below us. Yeah, it's gone now, I think. It must have been below us. Couldn't really tell where that horn was coming from. Look, there's another McDonald's over there. I love how you can just see like the McDonald's arch from far away and it's just like, oh, there's where McDonald's is. But it's kind of like that in real life too, I guess, when you're driving on the highway. Pepsi sign, what does it say? There's nothing like it. Real question though, Coke or Pepsi? I'd say Coke, but I haven't had a lot of Pepsi in my life, so I don't know. Barbecue bacon. Oh, is that a Wendy's ad? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Wendy's, huh? Oh! Jeez, I was not expecting that. Was not expecting that at all. But good for me that I caught that, because I was talking randomly about Wendy's and then all of a sudden we almost crashed. That would not have been good to crash into a vehicle that was like that on the side. But oh well, at least we caught it on time. Didn't slow down, which I probably should have, but didn't see it coming till that one vehicle in front of me stopped. Oh yeah, here's a nice area. Like, this is what I mean about Montana being really nice. Like, you just got like a lot of openness, a lot of nice water too. Like, it's almost like British Columbia in a sense. Like, it just like, this area is definitely a nice area. Like, I think I might want to go to Montana sometime, or like this type of area, just to like kind of see like the mountains and all that type of thing. It's not as beautiful as British Columbia, I'd say. Maybe it's on the same path, I don't know. It's probably better looking in real life, obviously, but yeah, it'd be cool to kind of go into this type of area. Because I just really like how like there's trees, rocks, water. It's like almost everything. Now, I'm not a huge outdoorsy person, but still I do like the looks of it a lot. So, oh, another guy got pulled over. Should have probably slowed down, right? I think that's what you said there, Hawksman, before. As whenever there's like somebody pulled over, you should probably slow down a little bit out of respect, or maybe that was for a different thing. Our vehicle's starting to go a little bit slower since we got 2 trailers on us. So it's not getting pushed to the max a little bit. Yeah, this is a really nice area. This is what Montana is all about. Flixbus. Do you get to watch Netflix on that bus or what? Huh. An hour and a half only to our destination now, that's good. Yeah, this might be definitely a little bit of a longer episode. I'm definitely going to have to make some cuts into it a little bit, but more just me clearing out my throat and that type of thing. Because I was recording MLB before I recorded this video, so yeah, that's probably why my voice is a little bit off. I don't know how I could make myself like be able to talk longer without my voice kind of like going crazy like it is right now. Like, there's got to be a way, but I don't know how to do it. See, it's just like completely going on me. Oh, okay, there we go. back to normal again. Might have had to make a cut in the episode at that point, but yeah, I don't know why my voice just randomly doesn't, like, maybe it's just my vocal cords aren't that good, I don't know. Yeah, this is a really nice area. Again, I think I've been through this area before, but okay, looks like we're going down here, of course, yep, because we're going towards Helena. We're only like an hour away, so that is good. Still got tons of gas for our next trip, and we probably will need some rest at the beginning of the next episode as well. How much miles? 58, not bad. Oh yeah, we're exactly right in Helena, looks like, because our location that we're going to is 58 miles away. Yeah, wouldn't it be cool to like be like living in a city where there's like literally like mountains and rocks right behind you? Be cool. Another guy got pulled over. Jeez. Hey, why are you driving so slow there, man? Hey, you mind driving a little bit faster, please? Sometimes these vehicles like slow down out of nowhere. Like, why does this guy keep braking? Must be somebody ahead of him. Yeah, he's gonna go merge ahead. It's because of this one vehicle, I think, and he slowed down a lot. But now there's two lanes that are blocked up. This one car is going very close to that bumper. Jeez. Okay, yeah, I knew there was maybe gonna be something near the end of this episode. That was a really weird time to make a turn over to the inside lane by that car. Like, he almost caused an accident right in front of me. And why are all these vehicles literally the same model? There's literally 3 vehicles and they're all the exact same model, which is really weird. Okay, I gotta wait a little bit because these guys are still driving. So this guy's now stuck behind this vehicle and he can't get out. Well, that's what happens when you merge into the lane in front of me there, man. Now he's merging back in. Haha, you suck, man. You suck. You almost caused an accident and then you got stuck behind this big trailer. Yeah, this guy's definitely slowing down the side. I try and get in front of him, but I don't know if I can. You mind driving a little bit faster there, bud? I know you have a big wide load, but big heavy load. That sounds weird. Big heavy load. Still, you mind driving a little bit quicker? Because I got 40 minutes till my destination. I want to get there a little bit faster than 40 something miles an hour. Okay, we're going a little bit downhill, so maybe he'll get some speed out of this. I'm going to merge in the inside lane. Screw it, I'm going to try and pass him. I'm going to try and pass him, I think, yeah. Now he's going to start to pick it up, though. Watch. Yeah, let's try and get past him. We should be able to. Since we don't got as heavy of a load. He's carrying a bulldozer, I think. I think that's what the type of vehicle is. I honestly don't know construction vehicles that well. Even though I had played a bunch of Tonka games growing up, so. Oh yeah, he's definitely going a lot faster now that we're going downhill, so. It's kind of a mono and mono situation. It looks like a race. Okay, and we can't get by him still. We're gonna have our turn off soon, so I might need to merge into the inside lane, so I'm gonna slow down a little bit here. There we go, no cars behind me, which is good. Boom. Yeah, I thought I was gonna be able to get past him, but he's now driving fast, which is nice, but he should have been driving fast to begin with. Because literally he was only going like 40 something on the 70s. Okay, Helena, the next 2 exits, so we should be turning off soon. Another helicopter situation, so another guy got arrested, I guess. God damn. There's always so much of that, those random scenarios. Let's take a look at it outside. Yep, there you go. Probably just speeding or something, or drug bust, I don't know. Okay, our turnoff is right here. And of course the vehicle that was slow in front of us is going to go down this way as well. At least Walmart's not too far from here. I forgot that's where we were bringing all this rice. I find it funny that we're literally driving UPS vehicles, or UPS trailers, and bringing it to a Walmart. That's funny. Okay, wow, that guy's a little bit aggressive on that turn. He was almost into that lane. Big wide load. Do I have to wait till this turns green? Yeah, probably. I don't know. But I'll still wait anyways. Big wide turn here. And we got to turn at the lights here anyways too. So I'm going to already go over to the turn lane. Man, the amount of trailers that we have on the back of us, if we have to actually back this up, this is going to be a pain. But at least it's a learning experience. So that's good. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a longer episode, but it is what it is. It's definitely going to be over an hour at least. There you go, let's turn. Forgot that I had my signal turned off again. Let's turn onto this, and then we got to turn down there. You mind me if I go first or yellow car? You do? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Bumblebee. I know I technically should have let you go first, but I got a big wide load. Oh, I'm gonna crash into him. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I knew it. I knew it right near the end of the episode. That last trailer just nicked him a little bit. Maybe I should have let him go first because I had such a wide load. Oh well. Almost a perfect episode with no offenses like that. But that was kind of hard. If we had a one trailer only, then it wouldn't have been so bad. But since it was two trailers, yeah, that was really tight. Maybe I should have let him go first. Oops. Okay. We can't do anything, so we actually just got to bring it to a certain place. So let's just bring it to over here. It's not one we're actually going to have to back up in, which is good, since it's a two trailer thing. But we are going to bring it at least to where they want it, which is right here. So we just pretty much gotta just drive straight into this and it should be good, I think. Yep, should be good. Pretty much just driving straight into this. Perfect. There we go. Easy as pie. Okay, so an hour and 15 minutes it took. 892 miles. Not bad. And we're now a level 30, which is good. And we could assign some more skills. I could always up this more. Yeah, let's up this more to hazardous cargo to full. Boom. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of American Truck Simulator. So next episode, I guess we'll explore more of Montana, since we didn't explore a new city yet, but we got a lot of places like these 7 areas. We haven't been to these 3 places either. So there's like 10 places in Montana we haven't been to. Or we can always go over to Idaho. There's some places we haven't been in Idaho yet either. And also back in Wyoming. So let me know what you guys think down below. And I'll see you guys next time.